May 18th, 2013. Treasure hunting. Roman's parents left early. They are both engineers at a local chemical plant, which affords them a nicer lifestyle than many of their neighbors. His mother left us a breakfast pie made from a big pancake, which she decorated to look like a face that had ketchup lips and lunch meat eyes. Roman wanted to show me the local battlefield, which he said was the most interesting thing around. The site was 5 miles northwest of town. I rode my bike carrying a shovel in my pannier while Roman jogged alongside. He announced our arrival when we got to a dry field along the Karkaniska Gulf. The place was unremarkable except for a ditch with 20-foot mounds of earth running on each side. Roman explained the construction was 1,800 years old and stretched 6 miles straight across the narrowest point of land between the Crimean Peninsula and mainland Europe. He said that many battles have occurred right there because the raised mounds are the only cover around. I looked north and south across the salty floodplain. Truly, the only thing worth dying for in that place was the strategic importance. As a natural choke point, the line of that ditch has always been the logical position to hold off an invading army. For that reason, the soil has been soaked with blood across millennia. I was struck by the realization that we were standing on a killing ground with a long history. The place was somewhat miserable in the present, too. The temperature is 90 degrees, there is nothing around to offer shade, and a dense cloud of small black flies buzzed in my ears and darted into my nostrils. While the sun bared down on us, Roman took the shovel and started to dig into the side of the bank. Over the next hour, he broke away the dry soil until there was a hole up to his thighs. In the process, he found 7 rifle casings, 2 anti-tank casings as long as my hand, and a 1949 German penny embossed by a swastika. He told me that the penny had no value to a German soldier on the front line and would have been carried only as a keepsake from home. I imagined the penny falling from a soldier's pocket, perhaps in a moment of chaos. Roman gave me the coin to keep, saying that he had others. About the rifle casings, he noted that there were 3 different calibers, meaning that different men from different armies, or even different wars, had been in that spot, fighting for their lives. Back in town, I ate lunch with Roman, then gathered my things to leave. When we were parting, he asked about the necklace I was wearing, which had a round medallion given to me by a friend at my going-away party. He bought the engraved metal circle off a late-night TV infomercial because of claims that the wearer's balance would be improved through the use of holograms, or some other unqualified means. With a mix of bewilderment and sadness, Roman said, "Americans will spend money on anything." He asked if the medallion worked, and I told him I hadn't fallen over so far. I thanked him for his friendship and waved goodbye as I pedaled away. I was a mile out of town when I fell over. The road had no shoulder, and where the pavement stopped, there was an 8-inch drop onto loose gravel. The traffic was heavy, and the trucks were not giving me any space. I rode on the white line, staying as far right as I could, but in a distracted moment, I drifted too far. My front wheel slipped off the road, and the height of the drop made it impossible to steer my bike back under me. In an instant, I was sprawled face down in the middle of the lane. I had imagined this happening, and I knew what was coming next. From my stomach, I turned my head to face the oncoming traffic that would surely crush me. But nothing was there. No cars, no trucks. I was safe. I picked myself up and quickly gathered my things onto the side of the road. The fall was so sudden that my trailer broke away from my bicycle, snapping one of the bolts. I had a spare for this exact purpose, but I only brought one. Now the bolt must last to the end. With the trailer taken care of, I stood my bike upright and turned towards the busy road. The fall had shaken me, but I knew, there on the side of the road, was not the time to dwell on it. In order to continue, I had to suppress my emotions and trust that I wouldn't make the same mistake twice. I lifted my bike back onto the dangerous roadway and began again. Tonight, I'm lying on the ground between farm fields with the Milky Way hanging high above. I arrived here safe and healthy, but I couldn't shake the feeling that circumstances might have been different. My fall happened during a brief gap in the steady stream of traffic. Essentially, I was saved by luck, an idea that deeply unsettles me. Feeling safe in my camp, I tried to process what happened. I thought about the moment I hit the ground, lying there, face down in the road. I expected to be killed under the wheel of a semi. In the next instant, I saw that my life would be spared. In perfect balance and contrast, I experienced both the fear of imminent death and the joy of unexpectedly living. The intensity of the emotion was more than I could bear. I sat alone in the darkness and sobbed, overwhelmed by the precariousness of life.